Dun dun dun. 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 Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Boom boom boom. Boom boom boom. Boom boom boom. Dun dun dun. 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 Bum bum bum. 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 Oh. Oh. Hello, Paige Wallington. Hi, the Michelle. Good morning. Chummy with the jokes. Drew, user, Cody, Foster. Good morning, Cindy Strickland. I might be overdressed. Clint Littner, thank you so much for following the host. I so appreciate anyone that follows the host. Good morning, Doc. Good morning, user. Why don't we put a name on that account? Because otherwise I call you user, and that's so impersonal. Well, thank you, Wolfpack, for calling me handsome. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Big Tony. Big Tony. Makes me feel like I'm watching Goodfellas or something. You know, don't want to be stereotypical of Italian people. I have a lot of Italian friends. But just hearing Big Tony, it seems like he should work in the pizzeria and maybe be the muscle. Maybe I watch too many TV shows. Maybe I'll get banned for being cruel to the Italian community. I doubt it. But anyway, good morning to you. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Sunday. It is good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is, what day is it? It's Sunday morning. It's 7:31. It is May 21st. I figure out the date because my watch can't keep track of the date because there's so many weird months with weird numbers of days, so it's never right, so I give up. But I remember Cinco de Mayo was the 5th. It was a Friday, excuse me. And I had 7, and then I had another 7, and then I had to add 2 days because Friday to Sunday. And that's how I know the date. Hello, Mildred. Hello, Julie Flanagan. Thank you so much for joining. Torrin, you have I appreciate your adoration for me. Yeah, I do. I really do. But greatness might be a little much. I don't think I deserve that much adoration. I'm just a regular guy making it through like everybody else. I'm not any better or any worse than anybody because we all have struggles. We all have moments that we're not, our best. And we all hopefully have some goodness in us as well. But anyway, this is Coffee with Ken. This is a show I've been doing for a while. This is a show where I wake up and get going, and depending on how quickly, I mean, I've got the time from wake up to sit in front of you on a live camera to about the 11 minutes it takes to brew a pot of coffee. So you're seeing me very fresh in the morning. This is me. I don't have much of a script I'm working on. I don't have much of a plan. Kind of in life or in Coffee with Ken. But anyway, it's a show I've been doing a while, and it's a show that means something to me, and it's a show I enjoy, and hopefully it's a show I think I'm pretty good at. I don't know. I find a way to talk for half an hour every morning without any plan or anything to say, with a little bit of interaction, and I appreciate the interaction I get from you guys and following along and being a part of it. So anyway, but it's also a show. It's not just a show about me talking. For those who've been watching a while, I assume you can hear those crows. They're very vocal today. But I don't know if I'll be able to continue the show out here. They're so loud. But anyway, for those who've been watching a while, you know it is a show about me not only talking, it's about a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, for those that tuned in, first thing, you saw me prepare my carafe. I did a video about this, trying to get people to buy it for people. I should really get into affiliate marketing, because I do a lot of plugs for a lot of products, but it's only products that I believe in, and I don't get paid for them, so I believe in them. And I did a little research on this bad boy, and I was calling it a pot or a pitcher, and I researched it, and it's made by S Dream, and it's awesome. They call it a carafe. I don't know why it would be called a carafe. I guess I don't know the definition of a carafe. But to me, a carafe was like one of those bottled glass things at brunch lines where you put orange juice in. But that's just me. So anyway, for anyone out there looking for a gift for somebody that's a coffee lover, that's not too crazy expensive, this S Dream carafe is very good. No, I did not finish my Starbucks Save My Life book. Thank you for asking. I think I'm through 4 chapters. This guy comes... I want to get to my coffee. I get distracted. But this guy comes from a world I don't know. I was thinking he was a lot like me. I think there's some lessons to be learned. And one of them is... I almost forgot the word. Work is... I don't know. It wasn't work is good, but I forget it every show. Work is something. But it was good for the soul, basically. It meant that good work is good for the soul, and a good day's work is a good thing. And I think we all kind of crave it, whether we know it or not. And I haven't finished the book, but the guy is from a life of that I am not familiar with. He was hobnobbing with Jackie Kennedy, and his dad was an author of some note. And Andy Warhol is in it, and again, I thought this guy was, successful, and then had fallen from successful, which would be more similar to my story. But this guy grew up in the most dignity. Thank you. Work is dignity. Thank you, Julie Flanagan. Work is dignity. Thank you. But this guy grew up in the wealthiest of lifestyles, and in New York's wealthiest sector, and vacation and all the fancy places, and hobnobbed with people that I don't hobnob with. But anyway, there's lessons from the story, but I did find it, he brings it up very nonchalantly that, he hosted a party and invited Jackie Kennedy. But anyway, it's a good book. It's a good book, and I will finish it, but I've just been busy. And I'm not in a read mood lately. I've been struggling with reading. There's times in my life, hello, JR, that I've been a very avid reader and devoured books. But over the last couple of years, it hasn't been the case, and I'm not totally sure why, and I'm not that concerned with it. Maybe I'm so busy being dignified with work. You should cook food during your lives. That seems to attract viewers. Yeah, but that's an interesting question. Somebody said I should cook food during my lives. That seems to attract viewers. My goal isn't really to attract viewers. My goal is to be me and get the audience that I should have. And I don't know if that makes sense. I could do a whole bunch of... I could get out a slip and slide and be doing that during the show, and I bet I'd get a ton of viewers. But I don't want to make this show about Ken doing the slip and slide. And I don't necessarily... I mean, I cook when I cook, and I don't want to make this show about Ken being a cook because, Ken's not really a cook. It's all about viewers, Ken. No. I think it's about being who we are, who you are, who I am. And do I want to be famous? Not particularly. Not particularly. It's certainly not a goal. I'd be happy on a beautiful lake in Wisconsin with a nice deck and having my friends and family around and maybe doing some fishing and maybe doing some golfing from time to time. And I'd be perfectly happy like that. My screen just got dark. I wonder why. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it's more than a show about me talking. It is a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, you saw me pour it. You may have seen me pour it into my carafe. I have a fairly still hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I'm so excited to take my first sip on this Sunday morning. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful morning. It's almost too warm for me in a sweatshirt. I think it might be. I'm taking it off. Didn't know what the temperature would be like. So I popped this on as I got dressed because I knew it was sunny. Done some shows out here. I did a show along the Riverwalk. That's going to bother me. I'm going to throw this inside. I have a little bit of OCD. So I'm going to throw this inside. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. You know what they say, out of sight, out of mind. I threw my sweatshirt inside on the couch. It seems a more adequate place for it than resting on a huge overgrown evergreen type bush. And it is overgrown. And this is a rental of mine, this home. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Look at this beast. Look at this beast. And I got one over there too. It's a rental. If I owned this home, probably the first thing I would do is get this thing out of here. Because it's taking up half the house. I'll tell you what, I was a realtor for 17 years. If you want any my thoughts on keeping your house. Can you guys see me? I hope. Okay, I hope you can. My screen got dark, I think, with the sunlight shining in. Apple. I want to see if I can fix this. I'm seeing you because my phone got very dim. But anyway, as a realtor that sold homes for 17 years, and I was married to a realtor. My ex-wife's a realtor. We used to walk around our neighborhoods wherever we lived and look at homes and think about what we do to homes and dream about owning the homes and kind of judge them as only a realtor can. I think people are embarrassed or scared to invite their realtor friends over to their house because they think we may judge. And I'm sure some of us do. And apparently, as I was just saying, we might a little bit. But the one thing I noticed almost more than any other about a lot of houses and the thing that my ex and I would do was trim back the bushes. I think so many people allow their homes to be completely overgrown and the trees hanging down and the bushes going crazy. And I think if you wanted a reasonably inexpensive fixer-upper, cutting back your bushes and cutting back your trees would do a heck of a lot and make a lot of people's homes look a lot better, because I think a lot of people forget about the outside. Maybe they don't spend enough time outside or what have you. And I don't know. The other thing for me is the driveway. And I've talked about it before. Hello, who's saying, hey, Ken? I wish I could see better. I hope this is working okay. I mean, I'd like to sit outside. It's a gorgeous morning. But I'm really having a hard time seeing the phone. And this is kind of an interactive show that we do here. Without you guys, I'm just some bald 54-year-old man talking to himself on the front stoop. I don't think talking to yourself is a sign of craziness. I mean, I'm biased. I talk to myself. But I don't think so. I don't think so at all. We all have thoughts. Some of those thoughts, for some of us, those thoughts are just very strong and they fall out the mouth. Whether I'm sitting here speaking, moving my mouth, speaking, or just having this thought going through my head, there's really only a fine line between the two. Good morning, Ty. Who's getting ready for church? Oh, that's such a great way to start your Sunday. Somebody said they're getting ready for church, and I apologize for not seeing. And Beverly, hello. Thank you for joining all. Thank you so much for joining. I so appreciate you guys. I so appreciate sharing a little bit of my mornings with you and sharing a little bit about life and sharing a little bit of coffee with you. So let's have a little more coffee with that in mind. I forget, somebody said they're getting ready for, thank you, for church. That's such a nice way to start your Sunday. And I think it's important, because I've been to churches that I felt I went to more as an obligation, like, oh, I should go to church on a Sunday. And I was never even raised as a churchgoer, and I don't read the Bible, and I'm not trying to, get on my perch and say I'm holier than thou, because I am not holier than thou. But some churches I feel I go to and I go, this is pretty good. There's a guy up there giving a sermon. There's some people in fancy robes. They light some candles. We got a little dressed up and I did my duty. I went to church for an hour on this Sunday. But if you find a church that inspires you, and it doesn't, again, I go to a Christian church, but I think a lot of people perceive maybe Christians as judgmental or expecting you to do something. And I go in with no expectations and no, thank you. With no expectations and no, agenda. And I go because it feels good. And I go because the people smile at me and hold the door. And I go because I like the music. And I go because my son Augie loves it. And I go because occasionally the singing or the message will move me to tears. And I think in some weird way, I'm getting the message that is being spoken. And I think you can live a life reading about life or becoming I don't know if this makes sense, but reading about the Bible, let's say, or you can live the life the Bible tells you to live. And I hope I'm moving in the direction of the latter. And I hope I'm moving in the direction of the latter. I know I'm going for the right reasons. It inspires me. It feels good. It makes me cry. I see happy people. I'm worshiping I'm expressing gratitude. I'm worshiping with others. I think my point is, I think so many times we spend so much effort teaching and like going, here's what the Bible says. Here's what the Bible says, and we don't maybe spend enough time being and living it. And it doesn't. I'm not only talking about religion. You could say it for anything. You could apply it to work. You know, a lot of times bosses will walk around and I don't know. I think leading by example and being a good example. And I found a church where there's a lot of good examples for me of smiley, happy people that feel joyous and feel grateful and feel kind and feel good. And I'm fortunate to have found that church. And again, I'm talking about moving. I'm moving in 11 days. And one of my biggest concerns, if I move a little further away, it'd be finding a church I felt meant something to me, and find something that meant to me something to me nearly as much as this one does. You're an Orthodox Christian. My life is in Christ. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, let's drink a little more coffee. It's funny. Sometimes I rewatch all these videos, and honestly, it helped me today. I woke up at like 4 a.m, kind of panic, going, what the heck, what should I do? And I popped on one of my videos to edit it for a while, and I posted that video this morning, and it's thankful for the cloudy days. And I think it means something to me. That message touched me. I touched myself. I did. But I think the message hit home for me because it was saying that little video means, having gratitude in the tough times is really, it's easy to say, wow, what a gorgeous day. I'm thankful for this gorgeous day. But on this video, it happened to be a cloudy day, and I was appreciative of the clouds. And in life, I don't know. Again, I just think it's easy to be grateful on the sunny days. But I think the real, maybe lesson of church is having gratitude or being grateful on the cloudy days or on the tough days or on the challenging days, and finding things to be grateful for and what have you. God's blessings to you. I have to go, dear. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Somebody's asked, Ty asked if I'm going to go see my son today. Yeah. I get to pick up little Augie in an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm looking forward to that. I have not seen him since Thursday. I'm wondering if he's grown. I know his little sister Eve's probably grown. She's going to be an offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears someday. She's a big, strong girl. I'm just kidding. She's beautiful. I don't think she'll really be an offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears. But maybe by the time she's 25 or whatever, society will have moved, that my daughter will be an offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears. But, I don't want her to be 6'4", 350 pounds. That would seem rather large. But she's a beautiful girl with beautiful eyes and a beautiful little personality and a beautiful little spirit and a beautiful little laugh. And for those that are watching and know me or know life, have been following, I brought I had my dog Holly here for a year, and I took her back to my ex-wife a couple months ago, and it was hard for me, but every time I go, Holly's super excited to see me. But my little baby Eve, who's 7 months old, loves her and pets her and looks at her and laughs at her. And, I don't know that Holly notices her a whole heck of a lot, but it makes me feel good because I know Holly is loved, and Holly's, doing what she's doing, and she's got a full house. My ex-wife has 2 cats. She told me that Holly and one of the cats were sleeping in the same bed the other day. I think they brainwashed Holly. I wouldn't sleep in bed with a cat. Actually, I wouldn't even sleep in bed with a dog. I mean, I would. I have. It's not my favorite thing to do. Hello there. I wish I could see my phone better, but we can't always get what we want. And maybe that's what the Rolling Stones song is about. And it really has more meaning than I ever gave it credit for. I was just kind of listening to it. But we get what we need. And I think that kind of applies to me over the last period, maybe my whole life. I've been wanting something and wanting it so bad and being so determined for it. Good morning. Serenity Now. He reminds me of Kramer. Serenity Now. Kramer, I don't think said Serenity Now. It was George Costanza's dad. Maybe Kramer did too. But it was George. I think it came from George Costanza's dad or something. But anyway, let me drink a little more coffee. Yeah. I think so. I think it was George Costanza's dad. I don't know. They were selling like computers out of George's dad's garage, and George tried and wasn't selling any computers. And one of their people they knew was really good at it, and George would get mad, and George would have to go Serenity Now. Seinfeld was a really good show. We brought it up last night with the. I'll talk about one. With what's going on in Russia and in Ukraine and the war over there, a lot of people talk about Ukraine. And I don't know if you saw the Seinfeld episode with where Newman and Kramer were playing Risk. But I don't think Kramer trusted Newman. Risk can be a long game, and it involves a board with a ton of different pieces. And or a ton of different little pieces that are armies. But Kramer never trusted Newman not to cheat while the game was during a pause or during a break. So he'd bring the board back into his apartment and out of Newman's because he knew Newman would cheat. But anyway, one of the countries in Risk is the Ukraine. And I think Kramer had Newman's army surrounded. Sorry for those that don't watch it or don't care, but you don't have to watch. In the Ukraine, and he goes, "Oh, the Ukraine is weak." And by the way, they moved the game to an L train or a subway in New York, and they were playing on the subway. And for anybody that's ever played Risk, you can't move a board of Risk around because you got like 2,000 little tiny pieces that are armies all over the board, and if you bump it, they're going to shift and slide from Asia to Europe or whatever. So you couldn't move it, but that's what kind of made it funny. And they were playing on the subway, and Newman had retreated back to the Ukraine, and Kramer in his deepest kind of, I don't know, Eastern European voice goes, "Oh, the Ukraine is weak." There's a guy on the subway with a big furry hat. I always call it a babushka. I don't know what the furry hat's really called in real life, but a big furry hat. And he goes, "I'm from the Ukraine. The Ukraine is not weak." And then came and slammed his fist on the board, shattering the whole game. And that's my story about Seinfeld, the Ukraine, and subways in New York City. I can't see if anybody's watching, so I don't know how long I'm going to talk. I might talk for a little longer because I got more coffee to drink, and I got started a little early. I was going live at 8 o'clock for every morning for late fall, early winter of last year, trying to build up an audience and, get my message out, whatever my message is. I don't know what my message is. Keep moving forward, smile, spread joy and happiness, do your best. Life's not perfect. We're not perfect. Those might be my messages. But I'm just being me. And if being me has a message, I think that's cool. Just joined if you already said. My plans today, well, it's 8 o'clock. I pick up my little nugget of love, Augie, at 9 o'clock on Sundays. He's 2 years old. He's beautiful. And, you know, if you have a love of your life, I've got 4 beautiful kids and I love them all the same. But right now, Augie's the one he and I hang out the most together. I got 2 older girls that I love with all my heart, but they're busy with life. And Augie and I are little buddies and hang out and go through our day, and we sit at Starbucks, and there's a couple big chairs, and he's this little nugget and I'm me, and he gets a big chair and I get a big chair, and I bring some pretzels and we eat pretzels and we have whipped cream, and he sips the water, although it usually spills down his chin. We usually have some fruit and have what I call a little picnic at Starbucks. And then we go to church. I drop him off in the little kids' room. He's super popular there. All the ladies love him because he's adorable. And I pick him up near the end of service. And we go out and we listen to the music. And he likes the music. If he's real tired, he'll fall asleep in my arms, which is just a beautiful thing. And I'm listening to Christian music and enjoying it, and I'm hugging my little angel of a son, and it's a beautiful thing. And we come home, we have lunch, he takes a nap, he wakes up, we play for a while, and I take him back to his mom's around 5. So those are my plans for today. At the end, I got some work to do after I drop him off. I wish I could ride my scooter today. It's such a beautiful day, and it's such a beautiful time of year. And it's such a beautiful scooter day. I've gotten out a bunch this year, and I ride it as often as I can. For those that are new, I own a Suzuki Bergman 400. Looks like a motorcycle pretty much. But it's a scooter, and it's super fun, and it's super easy, and it's super cheap, and really enjoy riding that around town. Good morning, Eric Motocross. I was just talking about my scooter. Somebody liked my live. I appreciate it. And somebody else just joined. People are joining. I apologize. I usually read the screen and will answer your questions or engage with you as much as possible. But since I'm sitting in this bright sunspot, it's not officially a sunspot. There are such things as sunspots. Not totally sure what they are. I almost think they're cool spots on the sun. And when I say cool, it's relatively cool to the massive boiling cauldron of gas that is the sun. But anyway, and so they're relatively cool. And on a telescope, I believe they appear as little dark spots on the sun. So when I say I'm sitting in a sun spot, it's a sunny spot. It's not truly a sunspot. Good morning, Jennifer Baker. Somebody heard sirens? Yeah, I live on probably the quietest little street in all of Naperville. And I'm going to miss this street. And I'm going to miss this spot in the world. I don't know if I'm going to miss the house really that much itself. But I'm going to miss this spot in the world. That'd be another thought as a realtor. Look for a beautiful spot in the world. You know, where you can sit outside and go, this is heaven. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like location, but if you love where you are, the house can almost be, I don't know, place to sleep. I don't know if that makes sense, but kind of the way I feel. I mean, my house is so nothing special, but this is to me, a nearly priceless little spot on the earth, and I'm going to miss it. And it's close to downtown Naperville, and it's close to a busy street called Washington that runs right through Naperville. And for whoever brought up the siren, that is why. I've had somebody asked why I'm moving. I've had a lot of life changes. I was a realtor for 17 years. Did fairly okay at that. I think that's a perfect description. Did fairly okay, which is better than most. But I didn't do great. I never loved it. I don't think it was my passion or my calling or what I'm put on this planet for. And honestly, I don't think I ever felt proud to tell anybody I'm a realtor. And I think you really got to feel pride from within. I might have been always feeling almost embarrassed of it. And I'm not trying to belittle the industry. Sometimes I do. And I'm currently working at a super target. And I was talking to some buddies about it. I worked yesterday. I work on Saturdays. And I went golfing with a friend yesterday. First time this year, I actually played pretty well. I parred the first 3 holes. I had 3 straight pars to start my round. I ended up shooting, I think, a 48, which for me I was pleased with. But again, when you haven't played, I was hitting the ball right and left a lot. And golf's not a game where you want to hit the ball right and left a lot. You want to know where the ball is going. I didn't really know. But I hit the ball pretty well. I was very pleased and had a nice time. Drank a Heineken Zero on the course, which was a little treat for me because I hadn't had one in a while. I'd had a 12-pack of Bud Zero in my fridge for the last, 3 weeks. That's how long 12-packs last. And it was fun. Another buddy came out and we had some dinner. I had the fish and chips. I was dead set on getting a hamburger at Arrowhead Golf Course for anyone that's local. Hello there, Katie. Hello, Katie. We played at Arrowhead Golf Course, which is literally 8 minutes from my driveway. And it's in a different town, but it's so neat how close it is that I could be there it would need to be in my car. I can't walk there in 8 minutes, don't get me wrong. Plus it'd be heavy carrying the bag or running with the bag. But it's an 8-minute drive, not 9, not 11, I'm not exaggerating, 8. And that's nice. That's nice. It's nice living close to a golf course, even though I haven't played yet this year. Good morning, Katie. Thank you so much for joining. I so appreciate you. It's a beautiful morning here, Katie. It's a beautiful morning. It's 8:05. Gonna eat some breakfast in a little bit. I think I'm gonna shower. I'll probably shower. There were thoughts of not showering today. Is that interesting to you? There were certainly thoughts of not showering. I work every day. I shower every day. I showered twice yesterday. Almost felt like being lazy. Maybe I'll just get off this a little sooner. So I won't be rushed. But let's drink some more coffee. Oh. So pretty listening to the birds. Sitting in the sun. It's not too warm yet. Not time of the year where it's unpleasant outside, where it's humid, where it's muggy. I don't have much use for humid and muggy. If I was to move anywhere, and most people don't get this, it'd be probably north. I thought of Wisconsin a lot. It's Midwestern, I think, kind of good people. I'm biased. I'm from Illinois, so I kind of think people in the Midwest are good people. Not trying to say anything bad for those that aren't, but just the people I was raised with. And I think Wisconsin would be very appealing to me. A lot of snow in the winter and a lot of lakes in the summer. And I think politically would probably be a little more aligned with where I stand. Not that that's a huge thing. But I think Illinois, honestly, I almost feel my vote doesn't matter. I like to pick my politicians and say, hey, I like this guy or girl and I don't like this one. But no matter what, Illinois is a very, a blue state. And I'd rather live in a purple state where, where in Illinois are you from? Hi, is that Elisa? I'm from Downers Grove, but I live in Naperville. Time to make your coffee, Ty. First thing I do before I brush my teeth and before I get dressed, too much information. I think I put on my PJ pants this morning. Will be roll out of bed, go to the coffee maker, rinse out the thing, fill it up and get it started. And that at that point, the clock is ticking. At that point, oh, I went to Downers North, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining. Follow the host. I hope you enjoy it. I go live a lot, and I'm now live in Waukegan. Maybe we should chat. Lisa, I'm going to be moving. I live in Naperville. I went to Downers North, and I don't see me moving to Waukegan, but that's north. I don't think it's quite north enough. I'd want to move a little further north, and thought of Wisconsin, and not sure what I'm going to do yet when I grow up. But no, doing my best to enjoy life and enjoy this. Hey, you guys are fading into the shade, and therefore I can see your words better, and I can see if anybody's watching. Is anybody watching today? I still can't see that. It might say 33. That's pretty good. Thank God for inheritance. Well, I think it's good that you thank God for everything. And if you're thanking God for inheritance, that's cool. What I'm trying to learn to do is thank God for this huge overgrown bush that's in my face. Again, I talk about being sad that I'll be leaving this spot. We've been fortunate. I've lived in several places that I would call beautiful spots on the planet. And again, I'm not totally sure it's about the structure that's on this house or that's on the spot, but it's the view, the peace, the quiet, the trees, the birds. I kind of enjoy wildlife, and seeing cool birds and hawks here is neat. At night, we have bats come out. I'm a little frightened by bats. Thank God for health, yeah. If you guys all want to post what you're thankful for, I think that'd be awesome. Because there's a lot to be grateful for and a lot to... And if you have nothing else, thank God for your coffee. Oh. I want my kiddos. Hello, Christopher. Thank you for joining. Out in the country. My neighbors have the most beautiful horses. I see them every day. Oh, that sounds nice and peaceful, Katie. I thought you're from San Antonio, I believe, aren't you? I think you are. Out in the country in San Antonio. Always thank God for coffee. That's a good slogan. That should be a bumper sticker. I bet there's so many $1 million ideas. I'll tell you what. Are you guys familiar with Prime, the drink? I started working at Super Target almost 4 months ago, and I work in the grocery section. And about right after I started, some guy came through my aisle. I work in the cereal aisle. In it, but they're going to make a heck of a lot of money in this year. A heck of a lot of money. And we could have put that, thank God for coffee. I mean, it's a real simple slogan. I think it'd be on a bumper sticker. I'm not a big fan of bumper stickers. I'd say I'd put it on my car, but I wouldn't put it on my car. I'm not a fan of bumper stickers. I mean, I just can't imagine, really. And I apologize, not judging, but for me, I'm not a fan of tattoos. I know most of the world has tattoos these days. I feel kind of about bumper stickers as I do about tattoos. It's true. You know, I don't want to desecrate my car with a bumper sticker or my body with some tattoo. If I was in the Olympics, maybe I could see getting the Olympic rings. And if I was in the military, maybe I could see there's that, because that's probably a brotherhood I don't know. Maybe I could see doing something for the military. And if I was in a street gang, I'd probably do whatever they told me. But outside of that, I'm just not into bumper stickers or tattoos. You guys do you. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I know it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I was born in '68. I watched the Bulls. We had Dennis Rodman join the Bulls in the mid '90s, and he was this big sensation in the late '80s because he had a bunch of tattoos. Everybody's got a bunch of tattoos now. Everybody's got a bunch of tattoos now. It's just amazing how popular they are and how permanent they are. So, you know. Again, I think people should do what makes them feel good. And if you feel good expressing yourself by putting on a tattoo, you know, that's cool. I wish I was better at tennis. Well, Katie, you know, I don't know what to say to that. Practice a little more. I think practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes better. And since you said you wish you were better at tennis, I think if you practiced a little more tennis, you'd get better quickly. If you went out today, you'd be a tiny, tiny, tiny bit better. And I think on a daily basis, that's all we can hope for, is just getting a little bit better every day. And there's so many ways to do it. And I'm going to do it today, and I'm going to drink some coffee, and I'm going to have my breakfast, and I'm going to pick up my little nugget of love, and I'm going to go to our church, and I'm going to share some joy with people, the parishioners at our church. I'm going to share a little bit of Augie's love with the world, and we're going to have a great, great day. And I'm hoping you have a great, great day as well. I hope you had a awesome night's sleep. Yeah, Lisa, again, that's cool. I think people should do whatever makes them happy, and if a tattoo makes you feel good, more power to you. It's just, you know, maybe I'm an old fart, but just seeing the prevalence go from when I was a kid when nobody had them to everybody having them, you know, it's surprising to me. Then maybe I'm an old fart. I am an old fart. But anyway, I'm going to take a little more sip of coffee, one more sip of coffee, or another sip of coffee. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today, spending a little of your Sunday with me. I hope you got a great night's sleep. Hope you're looking forward to your day. Hope you're feeling gratitude, whether it's rainy or cloudy or sunny or windy, wherever you are. And whether you have challenges in life, especially when you have challenges in life, it's important to feel gratitude. Because again, I woke up this morning and was feeling a little overwhelmed, and I saw one of my videos. Yes, I saw one of my videos, and it was about gratitude, and it made me feel better, and I was able to rest and drift back off to sleep. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. Hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.